Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy. I'm back doing what I do. I got you. Let's get this party started. Out here in my lab doing what I do for you. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm ready to do my thing. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinkers' way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practiced daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, that's what I'm on, is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where I'm going with this? Let's get there together. Let's go. So, I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. It's okay. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Excuse me. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And always, to my yacht, be true. We still in the book, next level, right thinkers. Let's talk about stopping the ifs and understanding the three kinds of birth. If I get to that level, but I'm gonna break down what y'all call the immaculate conception. Okay, so let's start with the lesson about stopping the ifs. Now you may even at a certain point realize in your life that the roller coaster ride, highs and lows experienced by the mind, the ups and downs experiences, they become what? Sometimes ridiculous. Don't you want to get off the roller coaster? But who knows what the problem is? Good question. Most people say, "Oh, that's just life. Take the bitter with the sweet." At a certain point, yeah. But you have other people who are in general society who live in a more balanced. Here we go. Whenever you hear balance, think Maya. Whenever you hear duality, think Maya. And what does that mean? It means that there is another way to live. Human beings do not have to live on that damn roller coaster ride of emotions, mental instability, uh, weaknesses of the flesh, and ignorance of oneself. Those are all Satanian qualities of an egoistic person who is what? Ignorant of their higher self. All they think about is their self. So when you really begin to know thyself, what happened? That you are seriously now able to start pursuing a way out of what? This worldly dilemma of seemingly endless human, I call them, they say suffering, I call them fetters. And the ultimate death, you can what? Consciously move in a better direction in life. It's a choice. If you know the problem and you see the problem, you recognize the problem, and you don't solve the problem, that becomes you are the problem. Moving on. So, but in life, if you do not pursue this course of what? The solution, meaning getting rid of the negative, okay, enhancing the positive of that what? The tree, what represents, then you what? You just keep on going like the masses, the 85% just wandering in ignorance and calling what? The wisdom and never presenting, never discovering, okay? Going through life, playing the game, and never discovering what? True peace. total suffering, no prosperity, and definitely no happiness. If they don't have money, they don't have certain situations that they like, they are not happy. But when they get it, they're happy. But that's not what brings you happiness. We've been talking about that since forever. So moving on. You speak a language. Your language is a language of what? You ready? Here we go. If only. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. If was a fifth. We got a bunch of ifs. This ain't the first concept. So let me just say, this has been around a long time. So watch this. If I coulda, woulda, shoulda. I got a whole bunch of them. But let's go. Now, if only I could find what? Some money. The first thing we want is money. Or if only I could create a favorable situation for myself. Again, if only I could get a good relationship, or if only I could find a good job, a good man, then I would what? I could be happy and secure. If only I could do all these. If only things would be what? Okay, things would be good if only. Here we going with this. I could get a better wardrobe. I would feel better about my self. Again, back to that self. Feeling better about yourself by doing things outside yourself will never make you happy with yourself. So, and I would be what? A better person. Really? If what? If only I could have a child. That'd do it. That would make me a better person. Again, you're right to think what you want, or things would be good. What? If I would have someone to love me. Woo! If only. Here we go back with the if. If only I could become born again. You could. And all my troubles would go away. And you ready for this one? Jesus would come and take me, and I would go to heaven. I don't even know how to start to slice that pie, but everything in there, I'm sure we've all experienced. That if is a bad man, okay? That if is a blocker. That if is an excuse. That if is the escape hatch. Well, if, you have to keep pulling the if button. Oh, they had this, Staples had this thing would make it easy, hit the easy button. That's the if button. Same concept. Again, see where I'm going with this? I'm trying to teach a concept. I ain't here to play a bunch of no. I'm just trying to give a concept. Let's go. And I'm trying to show you if you, again, there we go. If you understood what you need to do for yourself, then things would. It won't be an if. They will. Okay, change the ifs to will be. The wise, here we go. There we go. Now, this we should be paying attention to, my right thinkers. The wise who what? Forget about these if only words. Take that out the vocabulary. Why? I don't need that. That's what keeps me recycling, reincarnating. If you think Jesus is going to save you, you're going to come back here again. Moving on. They know that. So the wise, we do what? Reflect as follows. If I can't understand all the things that happen in the world, the good and the bad things, that's called self-reflecting. I just gave a lesson. Didn't too many people tune into it, but I gave the concept again, teaching the stupid things and the smart things, the happy things, the sad things, and the insane things. These are all you take into consideration where from yourself. That's called reflecting. And the peace and the fighting, the abiding happiness have never been found by what? Any human being in worldly objects. Again, no matter what you get, how you get it, that ain't what it's about. If, there we go, I discover the real reason for human suffering, there you go. Now you come into the ballpark. And the true essence of what? The universe and how it works, and the inner spirit within what? Me. There you go. Me, myself. What happened? I would now realize that the worldly pursuits, the philosophies, the pleasure-seeking, prejudices, desires, the hatred, and the sufferings are all ridiculous. That's the roller coaster ride that you're going to stop when you realize these things within yourself. Now, you can do something about it. Why? You can't change what's going on out there, but you can change what goes on in here. That's where we're going. And watch this. Why run after those things that do not bring abiding peace or happiness and cannot be held onto anyway. I got a breakdown for you about the spirit and the soul. So you got that coming for you too. And this is the whole point about it. Anything in this physical world, you got to relinquish at the end of what? The physical life. So why commit a whole bunch of stuff that you can't take none of it with you? Tell him that. Everything is connected. So what? Why see separation and segregation in anything? Understand the one. Told you. It is all the same since what? Everything comes from the noon, aka the one, and is composed of, we know, atoms, electrons, neutrons, and protons, and all that is really the divine self. Whatever you call it, that's what it divine, that's what it comes down and breaks down to God. Why hoard, here we go, why hoard that other, why hoard things, that other people need, and why not help everyone to have a what? A good life, selfless service, give when you can, and you'll discover what? That brings peace and fulfillment from within. I just feel good doing good stuff. I learned that from my spiritual advisor, and she said she never felt good doing bad things. She's 85 years old, okay? And she's still a good person, and people love her. I know I do for that, okay? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, fulfillment. But so, living like the masses with what? The if-onlys mentality is a nonsense because in the end, what happened? It does not mean anything real or true. On the streets, there's a phrase, play or be played. In life, you either know or don't know. So you're going to either be played, you play the game knowing, or you play the game not knowing. So you're going to be played. If you follow a religion, you're being played. If you got your eyes open and know who you are, you're playing. Okay, I'm a player. Are you? In life, no more streets. This is real life now. No, the street, no, this is real stuff. Moving on. So now, how do you go through all of that and come out? How do you what achieve that level of what awareness, aka knowing yourself, being aware and have confidence, and you have what inner peace, hotep. I'm comfortable with the skin I'm in, the position I'm in, the station of life I'm in. All those things matter. If you don't have them in place, you ain't gonna have that. Well, you have to what now? This is where I come in. You have to begin by practicing daily, regularly at the what? The teachings. I give you this for that reason. Do the disciplines, spiritual disciplines, and you practice daily meditation and personal self-reflection and the studies such as you read your books. I'm an avid reader. This process, this is the process that will what leads to what? Complete understanding. Again, another part of your personality. They name every aspect of your character. The psychiatrists tell you this, that, and other. It's the same thing. Carl Jung called the dark side. We call it the ego. Same thing. The ego, same thing. So when you have sa, that means understanding. And sa does what? Sa is what leads you, the individual, to what? You ready? My favorite. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Nihas, spiritual enlightenment, knowing thyself. This is the whole goal that I'm trying to do for my right thinkers. I ain't got no other intent, so let's go on. I ain't got time to sit and play that game. But let's move down here. I got some good stuff for you. I see the clock. Sometimes you may have layered it on thick. I look at the days I spent serving myself, the other guy. I get pissed off. Why? I gave you some of the best years of my life, dude. I ain't getting nothing in return. That's not good. When you serving your higher self, I'm living the best years of my life now. So I know that now, but back then I thought it was all good. Nuh-uh, no returns. Trust me, serve that guy. And watch this. If you lay it on thick, that means you really did a whole lot of stuff. And that may take what? A few years to what? Overcome. I've been playing this game on the right side for over 10 years now. I still got some residue left over. I know that. That's called karma. You can't escape it. You got to deal with it when she comes. Who is it? Karma. Yeah, all right, here we go. Take it and move on. That's it. Wow. It may take years. What's up? And it may take years, to cleanse That's what he's trying to show you. If you did wrong, start doing right and try to bounce the scales out in your favor. That's the concept in your mind. So you got to clear your mind first. And it may take you ready? Generations, lifetimes of what? Reincarnating. It may take you lifetimes to what? Study and to purify yourself. It's time. It's that time for every individual. It's your time right now. You must develop patience because even while you are doing something that is good and pure and righteous, like studying and teachings, you may be even still what? Layering on some of your impurities if you're still doing what? Sneaking, deceitful stuff. You have to become transparent. And watch this. If you're laying it on some more what? By impurity and you're doing ridiculous nonsense due to what? Again, ignorance because your understanding is what? Not pure. You ain't really with it. Like my man said, my past, you ain't really down. Why? Doing the things you do. If you're with what you claim, you do what you're supposed to do. And when you claim one thing, I tell my students, if what they say don't match what they do, they are not my eye. Trust me. Moving on. So every individual, it's up to them to purify themselves through what? Good, righteous action, no matter how bad. Well, can you redeem? Yeah, you got to work on it. That's the whole thing. And if you decide to do that, you'll be fine. But the best you can hope for, here you go, if you're impure, is to what? To do better and better and better. Why? Bringing yourself closer and closer to what? The truth. If you rather just believe a lie, you'll never get to the truth. And you have to do what? Do diligently. Diligently as what? I said did to what? To get what she want. It's called tenaciously. I said did tenaciously seeking out what? The truth. I'm not going to be denied what? The truth. If that's what you search for, it's everywhere now. Simple. It ain't hard to find. When I was doing it, we had to go notice the price word, knock through it, man, all that nonsense. But right now, it's information. And not allowing what? Yourself to be, you ready? Don't be played, or they call it sold a bill of goods. Well, what's that? Religion. Moving on. You ask, I'm just going to answer the question honestly and truthfully. Simple as that. Moving on. I'm not caught up in that nonsense. That are what? In reality, these are lies and deceptions of the world that you have fallen in love with. Why? Because of your desires that have clouded your mind and amplified your intellect, meaning shut off the ability to think clear, rational, logical. I said did not put up with that nonsense, okay? In the same way, you as the individual too should what? Not put up with that nonsense. Just saying. Now, when Haru was in the midst of the battle, and this is you with who? Set, his ego. When you hear Haru, that's you. When you hear Set, that's your lower nature. Y'all gonna be in constant battle. Remember, devil, get behind me. You want Set behind you. You don't want him equal to you. You don't want him in front of you. Moving on. And your house is a constant battle every day. So watch this. You're in a battle with Set. That's the moral battle. He sought our Set's counsel. Who? Haru. That's where you go to your mother. When I want advice about life, I'm going to my mom. I want advice about the streets, I go to him. Moving on. Now, they are who they are. They do what they do. She was my God of morals. He was my God of lower nature. Simple as that. Moving on. I'm fully aware of that. So it ain't beat for that. He is who he is. Moving on. Now, when Haru is in the midst of the battle with Set, he sought a Set counsel with his mother. She told him about the mysteries of what? Life, combat, where he needed to attack, how to attack, and even when to attack, etc. See, we're going just, she had skills on the battlefield also in life where she letting him know this is what you need to do. Why? This is how you're going to conquer him. Why? Your father didn't do these things. You need to do that to redeem him. Moving on. That's what we're here for, to learn a lesson. Obviously, that our prior spirit didn't get done. Moving on. It's a cycle. Now, this is the voice of what? Wisdom. That voice inside your head coming from intuition. The stuff that she gives you don't learn in books. You experience in life. That's the difference. Remember that wisdom is what? A child of training as well as implementation of said training. And again, to know something and not use it, you don't know it. Why? You learned it to use it. You got a weapon, use it. It's this. And based on what? Your experiences of said training, the results of the actions, without attempting to implement your teachings and experiencing them, the result, your knowledge will not be true wisdom. Again, mystical experience, the enlightenment, whatever, nirvana, the enlightenment. That's every individual's right to find out for themselves, to know who they are. Simple as that. But remember, that realm is the what? The result of knowledge. Just not, nope, knowledge plus action. Meaning you're going to implement. We like to do emotions, energy and action, because of how we feel. Use the knowledge first, and then that won't be so emotional in what you're thinking and how you're doing what you're doing, because it ain't driven by emotions. If it's experience and understanding the higher meaning of said training teachings, you recall the story how Aset and Ra, Aset did not become enlightened just by magic, just overnight, just by desiring it. Oh, I want to be. No, she had to do many things. She had to go through many things, and she followed the true path of what? Life, founded in what? She found pursuing wisdom with tenacity and performing those actions that poison what? The illusionariness of the world of time and space. And you must do so too. That's I said aspect. We went to that already. That's how we get into him. You got to go through all them to reach this level of self-mastery. I got a little more. So this path in our discussion today, which leads us to the principle of assault. Yes. Today we are going to deal with some defining issues. Issues that are what? Paramount importance, and to understanding what? Your psycho-spiritual journey up the tree of life, like the color as asar, as well as what? The principle of sexuality. That's going to be the next lesson. I thought I can get to it, but it's coming up. I got you. Don't worry. We rolling right now. And in relations to what? The teachings of Asar and Aset and some other important points. I want to bring it to your conscious, bring it to light for you. Mind you, the information, again, we're in the information age, but all information is not good information. I'm going to give you the information related to Asar's myth that contains here is what? Merely an overview to the extent that it relates to what? The tree of life, since the Asarian resurrection book, Asar Theology, I've been reading from that for you too, has much more detail going into the myth. He is so true. That's right. I call this fluff because he give you a whole bunch of information. So yeah, some of it is good, some of it you might not want to know. But we are now discussing the aspects that are pertinent to what? The tree of life mysteries that you need to know and understand for yourself. However, our lecture series contains some teachings and facts that were not in the book also. He's true again. So they may be what? Treated as complementary text. I read from them both. I give you information from them both. That's going to let in the lesson for now. I'm about to start nice and fresh on the next lesson. I'll be right back. But in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. I'll be back.